The Book of Ruth. Tucked between the chaotic Book of Judges and the rise of Israel's monarchy in 1 Samuel, you'll find a beautiful short story, the Book of Ruth. In Christian Bibles, its placement is significant. It serves as a narrative bridge, a quiet pause that moves the story of Israel from a time of moral disarray and tribal leaders toward the coming of its greatest king. In the Hebrew scriptures, it's found in the collection called the Writings and is traditionally read during the festival of Shavuot, the spring harvest festival, which you'll soon see is the perfect setting for this story. The book's great hero is, of course, King David, but he's not even born yet. Ruth is his great-grandmother. The story is told with an intimate third-person voice, like a skilled storyteller who sees into the hearts of the characters, letting us feel their despair, their courage, and their quiet hope. It doesn't claim an author, but presents itself as a treasured history. The story opens during the era of the Judges, a dark and violent period in Israel's history. Against this grim backdrop, a famine drives an Israelite family, Naomi, her husband, and their 2 sons, from their home in Bethlehem to the foreign land of Moab. But tragedy follows them. Naomi's husband dies, her 2 sons marry Moabite women, Ruth and Orpah, but then they too die. Naomi is left a widow, childless, and an outsider in a foreign land.
Empty and bitter, she decides to return home to Bethlehem. She urges her daughters-in-law to stay behind, but Ruth refuses. In one of the most famous declarations of loyalty ever written, she clings to Naomi and says, "Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." And so, 2 vulnerable widows return to Bethlehem with nothing but each other. This is the story's first act, a journey from fullness to emptiness, with just a flicker of hope in Ruth's profound loyalty. Back in Bethlehem, during the barley harvest, Ruth takes the initiative to provide for them both. She goes to gather leftover grain in the fields, a practice meant for the poor. As it happens, she ends up in a field belonging to a man named Boaz, a respected landowner who is also a distant relative of Naomi's deceased husband. Boaz notices Ruth's hard work and her incredible devotion to Naomi. He shows her extraordinary kindness, offering protection and provision. When Naomi hears of this, a plan begins to form. She sees a path to restore their family's future through the ancient custom of the Kinsman Redeemer, a male relative responsible for protecting the interests of the extended family. She instructs Ruth in a daring, risky plan to approach Boaz at night on the threshing floor and essentially propose marriage, asking him to redeem their family. In the story's climax, Boaz proves to be a man of deep integrity. Moved by Ruth's character, he agrees to fulfill his duty. He navigates the legal hurdles with another, closer relative, and publicly claims Ruth as his wife.
The story comes full circle. Boaz and Ruth marry and have a son named Obed. Naomi, the woman who returned empty, is now full, holding her grandson in her arms. The community rejoices, celebrating the restoration of her family line. This beautiful story is woven with powerful themes. It's a masterful portrait of hesed, a Hebrew word for loyal, covenant love. We see it in Ruth's devotion to Naomi and in Boaz's kindness to Ruth. It's a story of God's quiet providence, showing how he works through the ordinary, faithful decisions of everyday people to bring about redemption. And it's a radical story of inclusion. Ruth, a Moabite woman, an outsider, is not only welcomed into Israel, but becomes a vital ancestor of its future king. The book doesn't end with happily ever after. It ends with the family tree. It lists the generations from Ruth and Boaz's son Obed to his grandson David. It's a stunning conclusion, connecting this intimate story of loss, loyalty, and love directly to the grand, sweeping narrative of Israel's history and God's promise of a king. It shows us that even in the darkest of times, small acts of faithfulness can echo through generations and change the world.
Thank you for watching. We hope this study helped you better understand the Bible and feel encouraged in your walk of faith.